First, let me start by telling you who I am. So I am Dana Starr. I am the owner and founder of the Inspired Life Design Studio. It is a place where I help people get after their goals and create the legacy they were meant to fulfill so they can stop building someone else's and get after their unique gifts. I love people. People make me come alive, and nothing brings me more joy than helping them thrive in their full potential. Some people collect sports memorabilia, some collect shot glasses. I collect people. That is true. And what I want to speak to you about today is the power that comes from a managed mind and how you can leverage that power to get after the life and legacy that you were truly meant for. So come with me along this journey. And I know while we don't know each other very well, we are very much like family, because over the last year and a half, we have walked a very tumultuous, bumpy road with lots of loss. I'm sorry for your losses that you've experienced. We all have. Both of our loved ones, some of us, our jobs, our hopes and dreams were shattered. And we know with what's going on in the world today, just in the last year and a half alone, depression and anxiety have increased threefold. Addictions and mental health remain a common concern among all of us. And so this is why it's so important, what I'm going to be talking about today, in managing your mindset, because it'll help you up-level your life and navigate the chaos with clarity and purpose. And what we know is a lack of purpose and a lack of meaning has direct correlation to having poor outcomes in life. And I refuse to let that happen to anyone that comes in my path, because we each have our unique gifts that need to get out there, and we each have our distractions that hold us back. So come with me on a little journey. I'm going to share a little personal story of how I learned the importance of managing your mindset. And so when I was younger, I was born with sickle cell anemia. That is a rare blood disorder, which basically comes with a lot of pain, complications, and a low life expectancy. I wasn't predicted to live past the age of 6, let alone have children. And even if I lived past the age of 6, they said I wouldn't live past my teenage years. Well, thank God, though I did nearly die at the age of 6, he gave me a second chance. And I knew that it was for a reason. I just had to figure it out. I spent a lot of time feeling like a mistake, like an accident, like a burden to my family. And I knew that that couldn't be God's plan for my life. And I knew I had to figure out what it is he called me to do. Well, fast forward to college. And I was able to study my passion, and we were having a game, and it was a bonding experience. And it was out in the middle of the night. I was running around, and I had the worst sickle cell attack I've ever had in my entire life. My entire body pulsed with pain. I knew I needed to get back and call 911, but I was way out in the woods. Every breath I took felt like my last breath. Every step I took, I could feel my knees buckling underneath me. I eventually fell to the ground about a third of the way to my dorm. I looked up to the sky and I prayed. And I had already made the decision that if I was going to die, I was going to fight it. That was my choice. So I prayed for just an ounce of strength so I could crawl to the dorm and get help. God gave me that strength. I got up on my knees and I crawled through the dirt, through the gravel. I collapsed again. And like a scary movie where you go to scream for help, that was me. Nothing could come out. Someone ran past me. They couldn't see me laying in the ground. I had no voice. But nonetheless, I persevered. I crawled my way across the street and through the grass, opened the door, and I dialed then a perfect stranger, who's now one of my best friends. She came down and got me at 4 o'clock in the morning, carried me to my dorm, and dialed 911 and saved my life. Now, I know that experience is unique to me, but again, I know you all have experienced times where you have had to crawl through life especially over the last year and a half. There may be something now that you are struggling to get through, where you are just surviving and not thriving. But in all that, there is always opportunities. There is always beauty that comes from ashes. And the key to unlocking that is really managing your mindset. It all starts here. Have you ever been like me where you looked at people that had success and you started to think, well, it's kind of like the lottery. Maybe their circumstances are perfect. They have the right financial status, the right zip code. They have the right title. Everything is just perfect because it's them. That's the wrong mindset. The truth is, success is a choice and it's available to all of us. In fact, the number one predictor of success is your mindset. It's how we manage through the problems. It's how we pick ourselves back up. It's exactly what those who have gone before us have done. And it's so important that we do that today. And so I want to give you the 3 things that are critical and essential, especially now, that helped me, and I know it'll make an impact on your life. So the first thing, if you truly want to get after your life and legacy and minimize the distractions, you need to cast a vision for yourself. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be remembered as? What are those goals that you've had that you've been plugging into a broken system and haven't been able to complete? Cast the vision. And a vision is really just an inspiring picture of your future. It's the fuel that ignites the fire that helps you to keep on going. It is the anchor when the world starts to crash and cave in, when we experience social injustices, when you experience loss. Your vision is what will anchor you. It will inspire you to keep going. The second ask that is so important is that you hold the vision and stay accountable to it. And an easy way to do that is don't keep it to yourself. Find an accountability partner, a mentor, a coach, a friend, and tell them what your goal is for your life, what your goal is for even just this season, and maybe even just today, right? Some of us take life day by day. But tell someone, because what we tend to do is keep it a secret so that if we don't accomplish our goal, it's our little secret and nobody knows. But make it known. I did that maybe 2 years ago. I started dating myself every night. I would spend an hour called the Power Hour, where I'd sit from 8 to 9:30, and I would just grow and read and self-develop and learn. And I made it known to my husband. It was after the kids were in bed and it was my time. That one little change made a huge impact on my progress in hitting my goals and fulfilling the legacy that I wanted for my children. So I challenge you to do the same. And the third tip that I will give you for success, now this is an important one, so pay attention. You've got to create an environment that nurtures your growth, that nurtures your vision, that nurtures your mindset. And the way that you do that is to weed out the distraction. So you can think of your mind like a garden. It's a beautiful, thriving, blossoming garden. But what happens in a garden? Weeds, right? Weeds grow and they stifle the growth. They suffocate the growth. The gardens need cultivating, they need weeding, they need the proper nutrients to thrive and to flourish and to sustain the harsh realities of the weather and the storms. Much like we need the same thing. When is the last time you've taken a mental inventory on your thoughts, on those weeds, on the distraction, on the procrastination, on the habits that aren't serving you, on the friends that may not be serving you, on the music that may not be serving you, on the books you need to change out? You need to say no to some things to say yes to other things. And that will create the environment of growth for your mindset to grow and thrive, to support the big vision that you have. Because you see, your vision has to be bigger and brighter than your circumstances and your adversity. That is absolutely critical. Now get this. We have over 60,000 thoughts per day. And guess what percent of those thoughts are negative? 80%. 80% of our thoughts are negative. And in fact, a lot of them come from our own selves. We speak to ourselves in ways we would never tolerate someone else talking to us. And it's important that we nip it in the bud, that we stop it, that we recognize it, and we create empowerment statements for ourselves so that we can thrive and again, create a cultivated, nurturing environment to become who we need to be. We cannot escape challenges or adversity. It's not optional. It's a part of life. The part that is our choice is to choose to grow from those challenges, to choose to stay anchored in who we were called to be. I truly believe each of us has our own unique gifts, our own unique strengths. And for myself, when I stopped looking at myself as someone that wasn't supposed to be here, as a burden, I reframed my life and I redesigned myself outside of my circumstances. And you know what happened? I started to attract more opportunities. I started to make money, more money. I started to attract the friends and the people that were like-minded. God blessed me with 2 beautiful children of my own and one that I adopted. All the things that man said couldn't be done were conquered. And I know the same is true for you. There is absolutely nothing that can hold you back except yourself. It is said that a man's life is determined by the quality of his mindset. So you see, when we cultivate our mind and we work in the present of our vision for ourselves, much like Martin Luther King did, right? He saw a vision. He had a dream that all men would be treated equal. Much like Rosa Parks, when she sat there on that bus, they followed their vision despite the adversity. And it is my challenge to you to do the same in your life, in your business. I know we have entrepreneurs on here. Your mindset is your wealth. It is the part that you can invest in that will return the greatest return on investment for the people that you serve, so you can be fully present for yourself, for your family, for your business, and for your mission of what you're called to do. So again, I truly believe we are each creating our own story. Every action we take and every inaction writes a chapter in our book. Every time we take that limiting belief that says, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, and we say, yes, I can, and I will do it in spite of the fear, we are writing that in our book. It is fulfilling our life and our legacy to be read by future generations. So if you had to stop and think right now about your book and your story, what would it say? I know for me, I did not want my story to read that mommy was an accident. I wanted my story to read that mommy worked hard and mommy gave back to others. That success is truly what we achieve, but significance is what we give back to others. And I wanted to create that life of significance. And I know everyone on this line has the same passion, because again, though we don't know each other, the common ground is most people want to contribute to their legacy. And also most of us struggle with the fear of failure. And that's what holds us back, and sadly allows so many people to take those dreams and gifts and goals to the grave. Today's the day to step up and be accountable to your dream, to manage your mindset, manage what you're putting in your mind, and hold and cast your vision so you can stay accountable to what you were called to do. I know, and I'm excited for the future that's ahead of you. More fulfillment, more joy, more freedom, more stability and clarity when the problems come, because they will. But you will bounce back much faster. And when you stay accountable to someone or something, you will go further and faster in life. So the last thing I'll leave you with is, as I said, I love people and I get excited about learning about your motivations and how you're going to thrive and how I can best support you. So please stay connected. Please reach out and tell me what your vision is for this season of your life. I don't care how big or how small. It could be anything. It could be weight loss. It could be being a better parent. It could be starting a business. But being accountable starts right now. That's your challenge. send me a message. You can message me here. You can go to my website, inspiredlifedesignstudio.com. We also have the same Facebook page and also the same Instagram handle. You know where to find me. But tell me what your vision is and tell me how I can best support you along your journey. I look forward to the big, bold, bright world you are about to create. And I thank you so much for this time to be with you and to share my story with you. And I pray that it's a blessing to you as you navigate your journey.